Hello, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Yes, I am teacher. Hi, how are you?
Okay, I see you again. I have Jose, I have Guillermo, me falta. I forgot her name. You had another classmate. Let me see. Era Alondra. Alondra is in this group? Or
Yeah,
not?
yeah, she is.
Okay, and Isela, you're a new student? Or when did you start having English classes?
I start in the 13 course.
Okay, in the last one.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I introduce myself. My name is Elena and I'm going to be your teacher for this course. And well, we have, if I'm not wrong, we're missing Alondra and we're missing Alejandro, I guess is the name of the other student. So we're gonna start. Vamos a empezar. We're gonna start with the content and I'll explain you what you already know. So in this course, we are going to work with the unit. Let me show you. With the unit 3 and 4 of the 120 level. So we are currently working with the last levels. It has 20. We're gonna be working with 21 or no 20, just 20. And in this group, in the 120 level, we are going to work with the level 3 and 4. You work with the 1 and the 2 in the last level. So unit 3, what do you do, is going to be for us in the next 2 weeks. And then in the last 2 weeks, we are going to work with the unit 4, it's snowing, okay? So we are going to start with the unit 3, what do you do? And if I click on it, we are going to see the content and objectives of the unit. And here we have the grammar topics we are going to be working with. Present simple, but obviously that we're gonna review what you already know of the present simple present of the present simple, but we're gonna see different uses of it. So the present simple in 3 different ways. And listening, we have two activities of listening, reading, speaking, use of English, which is related to speaking, but like more with vocabulary. We also have a section for vocabulary and practicing writing. Okay, and we are going to start with the unit introduction discussion. And I have 4 of you, and I have questions for 4 people of you here. But we are going to ask one of each different category to each one of you, okay? So let's start with the unit introduction discussion. I repeat, that unit in this one is what do you do? Okay, so let's start. Jose, you're gonna be the first one. Number 1 says, were typhoons or hurricanes, which is basically the same.
Typhoon, I think son los tifones, ¿no? In Spanish.
Okay, so
Typhoon,
how would you
the difference?
explain?
What is the difference with typhoon or hurricane?
Not the difference, like I want you to explain me in your own words, what are they? What are typhoons or hurricanes?
The hurricanes is when it's raining a lot of water and is there are very hard winds, or very, how do you say?
Strong wind.
When the wind is dangerous for people or cities. This is an hurricane.
Okay, so strong wind.
It's like a storm, no?
Okay.
Isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you had to explain us. Okay, good. So basically, in few words, what you said is that a hurricane, it's like a storm with a strong wind and a rain, right? Water. Okay. Isela, number 2 says, does the weather get really strong and dangerous where you're from?
I'm living in Ciudad Obregón,
Mhm.
and I think it doesn't. When other cities around Ciudad Obregón have hurricanes or something like that, we just have heavy rains for 2 or 3 days.
Okay. So it doesn't get too dangerous. It's good. It's good. Okay, Guillermo, number 3. What terrible event happened in Indonesia in 2004? Do you remember?
No, I think the how do you say tsunami?
Huh? It was a
I
tsunami.
think I don't know.
Yes, it was a tsunami. We didn't have that much technology such as social media and that, so probably that's why we don't remember that much of it. But of course that it was in the news. And if we Google it, we can see that it was during December, just after Christmas. The 26th of December, we had this tsunami in Indonesia, which was a very strong. Okay, thank you. Alejandro, hi Alejandro, did I teach you before?
Hey, hello. Yes, I was taking these classes a couple of months ago, but for my work, I could continue with that.
And I was your teacher?
The last teacher was Gabby. I don't remember her last name.
Yeah, okay, but so, yeah, because I don't remember you. And probably if I have taught you, I will remember you, but well. Nice to meet you, Alejandro. I have question 4 for you. And it says, what happens when it rains too much in a city? Like what normally happens, what usually happens when it rains too much in a city?
Okay. Well, I am from Tijuana, Baja California, and then when rains too much in this city, the water is still to accumulate on the streets. I don't know what is the correct word
Okay.
for that for that.
Like, so it causes flood, like it flooded, like como inundaciones, like that? Could be? Like it floods? No? Or what did you want to say? Water gets stocked in drain holes or
When
how?
the streets start to accumulate a lot of water. Yeah.
Okay. So that is what happens there. Probably that is a problem that happens in many cities in Mexico. Probably not Mexico. I don't know, but well, could be. Thank you. Okay, going back with you, Jose. Now we have another question for you. So Jose says, what happens when a mountain has too much snow? What could happen when a mountain has too much snow?
What happened?
What happens when there is a mountain with too much snow?
Mhm. It could be, how do you say it? When the snow go back to the valley. How do you say? What happened on a mountain? Too much snow. I don't know. Maybe the snow is go to the town,
Mhm.
the near town from the mountain.
Okay, what happens?
Maybe it from one something called how do you say, like avalanche?
Okay, avalanche or
Avalanche.
uh-huh. Okay.
Is correct for
Uh-huh.
for snow?
I was thinking about that too. To be honest, I don't know. I'm not related to snow problems,
Mhm.
but yeah, probably that's what happens. And if I'm not wrong, none of us live in places of snow places. So I don't know. We could figure out if we research a little bit about it.
So I live in a desert.
Mhm. Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you, Jose. Isela, number 2. Are you afraid of any kinds of weather? Like you were telling us that in Obregón, like you don't have that much water problems, like with the rain. But are you afraid of any kinds of weather? Like if you move to another city or place that you know that they have, I don't know, mini tornadoes or earthquakes. I don't know. Is there a place that you will say, no, I'm not moving there because I don't like that type of um natural disasters or something like that?
Yes, I live it in Merida,
Mm-hmm.
and I really love it, the city, but like October, September, they have hurricane seasons, and it was very afraid for me.
It was very scary. Okay. So, okay, thank you for sharing. Guillermo, number 3 says, have you ever experienced an earthquake?
No.
No? Okay, not even a little one?
I don't remember.
You don't
But
remember?
no.
No? Okay. Alejandro, tell us, explain us a little bit of geography. Why do earthquakes happen? What happens? What is the reason earthquakes happen?
If I remember well, that happens because the tectonic plates are in continuing expanding. Then when they expanded a little bit or with so aggressive or quickly,
Mhm.
then happened the earthquake.
Nice. You were a very good student in geography.
Thank you.
I'm not sure, to be honest, but yeah, I know it has something to do with that tectonic plate. So if you said, I believe you. Okay. Now let's go with the next round of questions. So Jose, back to you. It says, what is the most recent natural disaster to happen in the world you have seen on TV or read about in the news? So what is like the most recent natural disaster that you have heard of it?
I think is the
Volcano?
volcano in Spain. In Spain, is
Okay.
in this moment is active. Is
Ah,
active.
Really?
Active. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard of it, but well, I don't know why I thought you were gonna say the earthquake in Mexico, but I didn't know about that in Spain. So, okay.
Yesterday I watched this new on TV.
Oh,
I remember.
okay. Thank you. Isela, number 2 says, do you like being close to nature or do you prefer cities?
I prefer to be close to nature.
Okay. Guillermo, like, okay, going back to you, Gisela, what type of nature are you more into? Like the beach or the forest or hiking in the mountains and desert, or what are you more into?
More interest in forests, and my preferred place is Mazamitla.
Okay.
And the second, I choose the beach, and my favorite beach is Playa del Carmen and Cozumel.
Okay, thank you. Guillermo, number 3, which countries often experience natural disasters and what did they happen so often?
But Mexico, you say?
Mexico, okay.
Yeah.
And the natural disaster would be the
The cyclones or
oh yeah, that's true. What do they happen so often? What do you think Mexico is having
Because
many different earthquakes like recently?
maybe because the ocean or I don't know, for the different weathers.
Okay, thank you. Alejandro, last question is for you. What are some different kinds of natural disasters? Can you name 3 or maybe more if you know?
Natural disasters. First one, earthquakes.
Earthquakes, okay. What else? Two more.
Second one, the in the mountains when it's a lot of water. I don't know where.
Like the avalanche, like Jose said? Yeah, could be. Or not? Could be storm, no, tornadoes.
With
I don't know if a tornado is a natural disaster. Tsunami could be, maybe. No? Okay. It's okay if you want to do like that. Okay, let's go with the last round of questions of the unit introduction discussion. And it says in number 1, Jose, in your home, are you prepared for an earthquake or hurricane to happen?
In my home,
Yes.
of course not.
I thought you were gonna say, of course, like, sure.
No, in this moment, no,
Okay.
because it's not very common
Uh-huh.
in my city, no.
Okay. Well, actually, yes. I mean, it's not common, but like, for example, in Texas, I think that in each house has to have like these extra room underground so they
Oh
can
yeah,
be safe there because there are many tornadoes, right?
I think it's called bunker or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Bunker, no?
So that they have to have one. It's like a must. So here we're not used to those type of natural disasters, so we're definitely not ready. Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Isela, number 2 says, will your home be okay if an earthquake shook the ground?
I don't know, teacher. We have ever had a earthquake in the city,
Okay.
so I don't know if the homes are resistant. I don't know.
Persistent. And yours, what about your home? Do you think that your home is good to resist an earthquake?
I think can be because it's a new home. So
Definitely, right? Okay, thank you. Guillermo, do floods appear where you live?
No,
No?
the weather is very dry in
Well,
Santana. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, but when it rains, no rain, it doesn't flood. Okay, thank you. Alejandro, the last one. Do you know anyone who experienced a bad natural disaster? Maybe you or someone you know?
by myself, unfortunately not, but partner's job, yes, she experienced when the earthquake in Mexico City in 2016 or 17, I don't
17, I
remember.
guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I think and I hope that she's okay, right? I mean,
Oh yeah, it's okay, but the experience was very, I don't know, it's traumatic.
uh-huh.
Or yeah, that
Yeah.
was very traumatic because she saw how the buildings starts to move like a waves,
Okay.
and for if she looked
she was looking to the I don't know horizon. It starts like humo,
Smoke?
smoke, like smoke, because a little buildings or old houses fall down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was, yeah, I mean, if I were her, I would be the same, like, but she's good, and that's what
Yeah.
you can like get from there, right? That she had like many people who experience or who has experienced this type of natural disaster, they can take their life as a second chance because they are good. More when they see that many people suffer the consequences of these earthquakes.
Yes, and this girl she was on vacation, but in my current job, it's another partner. She's maybe 50 old years all
Okay.
about. She presenced the earthquake in the 85, in the 1985.
Well, which is considered like the strongest, right? Like,
She was living in the Mexico City, and when she was walking to her house, she said, "Hey, in the morning in this place was a building, in that place another building, but I can't find the correct words to explain." But
was she
yeah,
in a building when this earthquake was happening?
yeah, but that history is to nowadays is traumatic for my partner talking about that.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, thank you for sharing, Alejandro.
It was very hard. It was very hard disaster in Mexico City, no?
Uh-huh.
In 1995. I have a question, teacher.
Go ahead.
In this moment, what do you think about when a forest is on fire? When a forest is on fire, it is a bad natural disaster.
Yes, it is considered a natural disaster.
Like in California, it's very common.
Yes.
In summer in California, in some states here in our country too.
I remember, like, I don't exactly remember how many years ago, but it was few years ago, like 3 or maybe 4. I don't exactly remember that there was a season in the Amazons, or less than that probably, that it was like a very, very, very big fire in the Amazonas. But I remember that they were saying that nothing could stop it unless the rain, but the rain was the only thing that could stop that fire.
Oh,
and then it finally rained and stopped it. So it's sad, but well, what can we do, right? I mean, well, we can do things like take care of our planet, but when the things are happening, things like that, we can do that many things. So, well, what else can we say? Okay, let's move on and continue. So that was a unit introduction discussion. We started the unit with those questions. And now we're gonna go to the grammar. And the grammar first part says past simple in present continuous. Let me see if I am in the correct topic, because now, yes, it is. Is it unit 3? I know, never mind. I was I was telling you that, remember the topics I told you at the beginning, those were for the 110 level, not for your level. So that's why I was like, simple present, that's what not I saw. Let me show you real quick what are the topics you're gonna be working with as soon as this website loads. But well, please go to I have a question for all of you. Do you all have the access to Smart? Do you all have access to Smart?
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
Okay, Jose?
Not yet.
Let me see.
Okay, So Alejandro, what do you mean with not yet? Like you don't have the access to the website, or you are not in the website right now?
I think I don't receive the link for the access to the smart. Let me check again.
Okay, so the rest of you, and including Jose, please look for the 3.1 past simple and continuous is in the grammar section. Okay.
In the grammar
section,
section, in what item? Forces of nature.
Yes.
Let me see.
So I think that you are in Smart, Alejandro, because I have exactly the same number of people here. So we are in the 3 forces of nature. It makes more sense. So the topics we're gonna be working real quick is in grammar, past simple and continuous, past perfect simple, past passive, and then in listening, we're gonna have 3 exercises: natural disasters, heroes of story, hurricanes. We're gonna have a reading of the 3 stories about natural disasters, and in speaking unit introduction discussion, we already had it. And then we have these all elements, use of English, which is also a vocabulary. And in vocabulary, we're gonna have 2 exercises, and in writing, we're gonna have 3.
Which part I need to open?
You need to open the 3.1 past simple continuous. Past simple continuous, please.
In grammar.
In grammar, exactly.
I
Okay.
am ready. I am ready. Thank
You are already there? Isela, Guillermo, are you ready in this website?
I'm ready.
Yes, same.
Okay, Alejandro, what about you?
I don't have the link to access to the smart.
Okay,
webpage.
so look in Google, get into Google and look for Smart English.
Okay, I got.
We're gonna wait for you. Smart English without the A. It's SMR. Smart
Okay,
English. And I think it is the first option you have there. Once you're already there, sign in with your with the email you gave Gabriela, and then you're gonna be in.
I'm on the page, but tell me that I need to create an account.
Okay. Are you in a computer or in your cell phone?
On a computer.
Okay, I'm going to allow you to share the screen so I can guide you and help you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead, you're allowed to share the screen now. We're gonna wait, okay? We're gonna wait like 1 or 2 minutes to help Alejandro get into
Okay.
the website.
You want that I share my screen?
Please.
Okay. Okay, I am the page right now.
So now here where it says sign in, click on it. And sign in with Google, I guess, probably. Is this the email you gave to Gabriela?
No.
This one, Alejandro.
I give her another.
So then here where it says use another account.
Yes.
Go back to it in sign in, and where it says use another account, write in the other account that you gave to her. Sign in. There again.
An account. Okay.
No. It wasn't the other one. It was in the other one. Go back.
Okay.
Sign in with Google, and then there You're gonna click on the
Yes, another account.
here,
Okay.
You can stop sharing if you want, so we don't get to see your data, your information.
Okay.
And when you, well, just tell me if you could enter.
The password I create or
No, the one that you already have for that email.
oh for that email? Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, it's a wrong password.
Are you sure you're writing every single word and letter correct?
Yes, I put my email,
Mhm.
but I forgot my password. Enter last password. I don't know.
No?
They sent me any. Appears they send me a verification code.
Okay, so then you might receive a message or something like that. Okay, so keep trying. I'll start with the explanation, and if you cannot enter, I'll tell Gabriela to see what we can do, okay? So it says in here, past simple and continuous. So we're gonna work with two different types of simple past. Well, simple past and past continuous. So let's read this little paragraph we have in here, and it says, when the ground started to shake, I was riding the subway. The train stopped and we all got off. Everyone was okay. Okay, so if we see here, the blue words are verbs. Actually, the green ones too. But the blue ones are in simple past, in past simple. And the green one is in past continuous. First of all, the main difference between them is the structure, right? Because in the simple past or in the past simple, we just have the verb in past and that's it. But when we're using the past continuous, we have to use the verb to be in past form, which is was or were, depending on the subject, and the ing form of the verb, which is adding a gerund, the ing ending. So let's see the difference between these two tenses. We are going to start with the past simple. The past simple is a structure we have worked with before, so we already know it. So let's just have a quick review of it. When we have a regular verb, such as walk, play, cook, listen, rain, etc., we are just going to add ed at the end of this verb. For example, walked, played, cooked, listened, and rained. And in the negative form, we are going to add did not, which in the short form and most common way to use it is didn't. Didn't plus the verb in the base form. What does that mean? That I'm not going to add ed to the verb. I'm going to keep its original form. I didn't walk. For example, in the affirmative sentence in past tense will be I walked. In the negative one will be I didn't walk, which means that I'm going to drop the ed ending. And in interrogative form, I'm going to start with did, the subject, and the verb in its base form. Did I walk? And the same is going to happen with every single verb. If you see the last two that I have in here, ate and drunk, are also in past tense, but the difference between these two verbs and the rest of them are that these two are not regular. What does that mean? They mean that they are not going to end in ed. It means that they're going to change differently. For example, I cannot say we eat it. The past form of eat is ate. We ate. They drank. The same happens with drink. Drunk is the past form of drink. Okay, next. Wait. Then the negative form for the negative one, it is the same for regular or irregular. We're gonna start with didn't and the base form of the verb. We didn't eat, they didn't drink. And in the interrogative one, we're gonna start with did, subject, and the verb in the base form. But this is something that you already know. I repeat, this is just a quick review. Now it says, a spelling of regular verbs, rule number 1. When we have regular verbs, we're just gonna add ed. Open, opened. Open, opened. Play, played. Start, started. A spelling of regular verbs too. When we have a verb, it says add a D if a verb ends in E, which means that I'm not going to double the E. I'm just gonna keep the E that we already have at the end and add the D. For example, receive, received, use, used, retire, retired. I'm not going to double the E. I'm just gonna keep the one E I already have and add the D at the end of it. Spelling of regular verbs number 3. Change the Y to IED if a verb ends in a consonant and Y. For example, try. Try, if we have consonant and Y. What am I going to do? I'm going to change the Y for an I and add ED. Try, tried. Marry, married. Copy, copied. Be careful. I'm talking about the ones that end in a consonant and Y. If we have a vowel in Y, the rule doesn't apply. Spelling of regular verbs, number 4. Double the consonant and add ed if the verb ends with one stressed vowel and a consonant. For example, prefer changes to preferred. Stop, stopped. This happens with the E and the O. When we have prefer, this type of vowel, like the E or the O, we're gonna add double the last consonant. Prefer, preferred. Stop, stopped. If the vowel is not stressed or there is more than one vowel, do not double the consonant. For example, in need, we have two vowels. So we're just gonna add the ED. We're not gonna double the D. Open, opened. For example, in prefer or stop, the E and the O have a long sound. Prefer, stop. And in open is very short, open. It's like, it's not stressed. So when the vowel,
Sorry,
yes?
sorry for the interruption. I am in the page in the section OEC course 14 and appears the list English 120 course plus list attendance
Go to
assignment.
the unit 3.
Unit 3 in course.
In the 120, unit 3.
Unit 3.
Like here. Here, this is the menu that you have, right?
No. Oh, yeah. Okay. Unit 3. Force of nature.
Past simple and continuous.
Past simple. Okay. Grammar 3/1.
Okay. So here we are and, oh, continuing, sorry. I was telling you, how do you know if the vowel is stressed? Well, because it has a long sound. If it has a really short sound, it is not a stress then, okay? How can you know it? Just repeat the word, prefer, stop, it's a long sound. Open is very short, so then it's not a stress. Or in need, for example, here we have a kind of long, but it has double vowels, so the rule doesn't apply.
What does it mean, teacher? About this word stress, stressed.
That's what I was telling you. If the vowel has a long sound, such as in stop, which is long, we don't say stop. Like, I mean, when we're saying, for example, oh, you need to stop there. Stop has kind of a long sound, the letter O. So it means that it's stressed. If it has a very short sound, it is not stressed. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Now continuing, it says use, but to be honest, this type of being stressed or not stressed and that it's something that you are acquiring. For example, of doubling the consonants and that it's something that you just more remember. And sometimes just do it like without even checking, because you are, I don't know, something tells you I have to do it because it has like a long sound, but it's more like a thing of memorization, like remembering these rules. Once you remember the rules, it's going to be very easy for you to do the changes in that. Okay, let's go with the
Okay.
use of it. It says we use the past simple. What do we use it for? We use the past simple to describe finished past events. These events may be short, long, or repeated. So it doesn't matter if they happened a minute ago. It doesn't matter if they happened a long time ago. It doesn't matter if they were repeating. I mean, if there were things that they were happening like different times in like, I don't know. The thing is here is that they are describing something in the past and they are finished. They are concluded. What does it mean? It means that they stopped, they finished. For example, as I told you, it doesn't matter they happened 10 minutes ago, or maybe, I don't know, let's say that we were at the beginning of the class, we were discussing about the natural disasters. We already finished with that action. So that means that if I'm going to point out something about that specific activity we had, I'm going to use the simple past because it is concluded. So when we're talking about finished actions, we are going to use the simple past. For example, Isela, can you read the first example, please?
Yes, I saw him 4 days ago.
Okay, the next one, the first three, please.
Okay. I came to this country last year. He played a lot of soccer when he was a child.
Okay, thank you. Guillermo, can you read the other three, please?
Okay. She smoked for 10 years. I slept for only 5 hours last night. The hurricane caused the damage.
Very good. So if we see all these different examples in here, what do we get from there? From these examples? Well, we can get that they are over. It means that if I say I saw him 4 days ago, it means that I haven't seen him since then, because that was the day I saw him. So it doesn't matter that if I see him again in the future. I mean, when I'm talking and I'm being very specific about the day that I saw him. When? 4 days ago. I came to the city last year. What can you do? Okay, so in this type of examples, I'm showing or being specific with the time expressions, such as 4 days ago, last year, when he was a child, 14 years, last night, or being specific, for example, in the last one, the hurricane caused the damage, because I'm talking about a situation that happened in a specific time. But we don't necessarily need these words. I mean, these type of words are very common and useful for us to understand if they are in simple past or not. But when we have this type of expressions that are very, very specific, referring or talking about the past, it means that we have to use a simple past, because the simple past is for something that is finished, is concluded. And if I say that something happened 4 days ago, I'm saying that that thing happened 4 days ago. I'm being specific. The same with last year, etc., etc. For example, the one that I have in here with the smoke, it says, with the cigarette, sorry, it says she smoked for 10 years. What does it mean? That she is not smoking anymore. She has smoked for 10 years in the past, but not anymore. So it means that it's concluded. Yes? Is it clear? I mean, when to use the simple past?
Yes, this is clear.
Okay. Now it says, we use the past simple to say that one thing happened after another. For example, he went to a cafe, sat down, and ordered a coffee. The three different actions that I have in here are concluded, are done. Yesterday, I went to the library, met a friend for lunch, and played tennis. Those three things that I'm talking about are concluded, they're done. Next one, I woke up, took a shower, and came to school. The three different situations are over or done. Past continuous. Now let's go to the past continuous. And here we have like the tricky part because maybe we can get confused with this to different tenses. But to be honest, they are very different. But at the same time, they can be used and they are commonly used in the same sentences. But let's remember a little bit about the structure of the past continuous. So whenever I'm talking or using the past continuous, I need two verbs. One auxiliary verb, which is the verb to be. Obviously, I need it in past, right? Was or were. And the verb in continuous form in the ing ending. For example, in the affirmative, we have I was sleeping, you were working, he was coming, she was reading, it was raining, we were shopping, and they were watching a DVD. Okay, so was is for I, he, she, and it. And where is for you, we, and they. In the negative form, we have wasn't, which is, to be honest, most commonly used, or the complete form of it, was not. So I need the, in this case, the wasn't and the ing ending of the other verb. I wasn't sleeping. You weren't working. He wasn't coming. She wasn't reading. It wasn't raining. We weren't shopping. They weren't watching a DVD. And in the interrogative form, I need to start with the verb to be, in this case, was or were, plus the ing ending of the verb. Was I sleeping? Were you working? Was he coming? Was she reading? Was it raining? Were we shopping? Were they watching a DVD? And the use of it, it says, the past continuous is used to say that something was in a progress at a time. This means it already started before this time, but not finished yet. So whenever we're talking about the past continuous, obviously that we're referring to something in the past, and it is an action that is probably concluded. Yes, the difference with the simple past and the past continuous is that when I'm using the past continuous, I'm talking about an event in the past that was in progress. What do I mean? That, for example, if I say, oh, I was washing the dishes when the fire started, for example. So what am I saying, or what do I want to say with the past continuous? That the action of washing the dishes was in progress when the other thing interrupted or when the other thing started to happen. Yes?
Yeah.
Let's see the examples. I was taking a bath when the earthquake started. The storm started while I was walking home. At 3 o'clock, I was working. So I repeat, the past continuous expresses or shows something in the past, but shows the action that was in progress in that time in the past.
In this case, teacher, in this case, the verb is in past participle.
No, it's in the continuous form in the gerund, ing.
Let me tell you the first example. I was taking a bath when the earthquake started.
Mhm.
This verb start is in past or past participle.
It's past simple. What I have in here underlined or highlighted better is the past continuous. But if you notice here, we have the simple past. That's what I am showing you.
Mhm.
So give me a second, please. Okay, so let's talk about that. It says, in general, we use when to introduce a clause with the past simple and while with the past continuous. For example, when I got to school this morning, the teacher was erasing the whiteboard. I got to school this morning while the teacher was erasing the whiteboard. At the end, we're saying the same, but this is for us like to tell us that it is more common to use when with the past simple and while with the past continuous. But I mean, it's not like a must. We can use both for we can use both. Okay, so it says in here, as we studied in the unit 2, we shouldn't use continuous tenses with the state verbs. Where the state verbs, in few words, I could tell you that the state verbs are the ones that are showing feelings. For example, love, hate, those are the ones that I feel. No, feel, well, it depends. The ones with the senses, right? Like, for example, let's see these examples because I can remember all the verbs.
Think,
as well.
the verb think.
The ones that are related, like to the state verbs, the ones that are physically made, right? For example, the teacher looked angry when we entered the room. If we say was looking angry, was looking angry, it doesn't make that much sense. So, looked angry. The man didn't get the job because he lacked experience. When I met you, I didn't know you were Canadian. Okay, so again, the state verbs are the verbs that are not like physically made. Pronunciation of the past simple regular verbs. Okay, so we in English have 3 different ways to pronounce the ed ending of the verbs. Because probably the most common one that we have is like, we try to say the at to every single verb. For example, instead of saying loved, we say love it. Or, for example, study, the past tense of study is study it. There, we do pronounce the ed ending like that. But we try to add that ed ending like it to every single verb, and that is a mistake that we need to change, right? So it says in here that there are 3 ways to pronounce the ed and the ending of the irregular verbs. The 3 ways are, for example, listen carefully. Decided. Decided. It. Aquí, yes, the ed sounds, both of the letters. Decided. Next one. Played. 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 It's like the E disappears. We do not pronounce the E in that played ending. We just pronounce like the Y with the D. Played. Played. The E doesn't sound. Third example. Stopped. Here happens similar to the previous one. The E doesn't sound, but the D at the end doesn't sound like D. It sounds like T. Stopped. Stopped. So we have 3 different sounds. We have the it, we have the d, and we have the t. So we have 3 different sounds. The sound of the it depends on the last sound before it. For example, the last sound of it in the word decided is D. Look at the following verb. What is the last sound of the word before it? Let's see. Walked. Walked. Hugged. Hugged. Needed. Needed. Loved. Jumped. Jumped. Played. Played. Attached. Attached. Cleaned. Cleaned. Wanted. Washed. Kissed. Ended. For example, look at this again. Ended. Here we have the ending of this verb is D, so end. I'm going to pronounce ended. It. Ended. Kissed. Kissed. It ends with S. The E doesn't sound, but the letter, like the D sounds as D. Kissed. Kissed. Washed. 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 So they sound different. Now, T or D verbs. If the last sound of the verb before it is T or D, the pronunciation of it is it. For example, admitted. Admitted. Hated. Hated. Suggested. Suggested. Started. Decided. Needed. Wanted.
ended, recommended, intended,
So if the last sound of the verb that is T or D, listen carefully. It's not the letter, it's the sound. For example, admit, hate. In hate, the E doesn't sound. The last sound of the verb hate is the letter T. The E doesn't sound here. So it means that it is going to be hated. Again, if the last sound, not letter, sound is T or D of the verb of the original verb, it means that the ED in the past tense is going to sound as it. Admitted, hated, suggested, started, decided. Clear? Keep that in mind. If the last sound of the verb before the ed, which means like the original verb, is T or D, it will have the sound of it. Admitted, hated, decided, and that needed, etc. Yes? So far, so good?
Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
I understood.
Then we have the voiced sound verbs. In English, there are sounds when we use our voice and sounds when we don't use our voice. Some examples of voice sounds are G, J, B, V, E, OI. If the last sound of the verb before ed is a voice sound, the pronunciation of it is going to be D. For example,
allowed,
allowed,
enjoyed,
enjoyed. And they are very similar.
imagined,
They are very similar, like with the T or the D. The difference is that with the D is kind of softer, the pronunciation of it. And with the T is definitely like more strong, right? So I repeat, these are examples of voices. I'll show you a little image later on so you can see the different and identify better the different sounds of the ED at the end of a past regular verb. Then it says unvoiced sound verbs. Some examples of unvoiced sounds are K, CH, P, F, SS, and SH. It's if the last sound of the verb before ed, is an unvoiced sound, the pronunciation of ed is going to be as T. Attached,
attached,
laughed,
laughed,
punched,
punched, washed, jumped, missed, stopped.
okay? So before we go to the exercise, let me show you the image I told you about. So. Give me a minute, please, so it well it loads. Mm.
A mí se come. Si se come. Si se come.
Give me a second, okay? Here I am.
Por favor, puedo.
I'm here, okay? Please keep waiting. Okay, I'm sorry. It's because it gets too slow when I am opening different websites, but. Okay.
And a page appears that no access, only a student for in smart school to have access to exercise.
Yeah, I haven't shared the exercise with you.
Okay.
Okay. I'll let you know when. Don't worry. Okay, I got the images, but they're too small. So let me try to make them bigger. Okay, so I'll show you an image with examples of the endings. So because it becomes easier for you to remember. So okay, if you cannot see it, I can share it with you later. Let me, okay, here we have, it says, the pronunciation of ED. The pronunciation of words ending in ED depends on the final consonant sound. There are 3 ways to pronounce ED at the end of a verb, which is it, t, and d. For example, words ending with a T or D sound, such as wanted, needed. And the last word is this one, or the sound is like this one, like P, K, F, G, H, S, H, C, H, S, S, C, and X. Helped, looked, sniffed, laughed, washed, watched, kissed, danced, fixed. The D ending, for example, called, cleaned, offered, damaged, loved, used, amazed, roughed, claimed. Okay, and here it says words that end in a vowel sound use that pronunciation for ed. Words that end in a vowel sound, remember, sound doesn't mean letter. For example, in follow, the W sounds like a U, follow. So it means that it has a vowel sound. That's why I'm going to add the sound of it as ed, like followed, followed. Enjoy, enjoy sounds as a Y. Sorry, so that sounds as an I. It means that I'm going to use consider the vowel sound and add the ed ending, like enjoy it, enjoy it. Clear this part? I can share this image with you if you need it. And here I have another example of verbs that you could practice and study in case that you need to, okay? But I repeat, is it clear these different types of pronunciations with the verbs that I am showing you? Yes?
Yes, it is clear, but
Okay.
there are a lot of rules.
Well, there are actually only 3, but we have many different verbs, so that's why we have to practice and try to remember the ending sounds of the verbs so we can identify if they will sound with it or d. But well, that it's just a matter of practice, to be honest. Okay, then it says exercise. Open the exercise to begin the activity. Follow the instructions in the document. Okay, now it's been shared with you and you are not allowed to open this exercise. So please go to the past simple and continuous exercise here in the same way, in the same page we are, and tell me when you are in. Are you here? Yes?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so it says, complete the sentences with the correct past simple form of one of the verbs in the table. Use each verb once. Okay, so here I have go, force, drink, destroy, rescue, take, sleep, try, prefer, rebuild, and buy. And I am going to
Can access for the exercise. The appears that I am not an student.
What does it say?
Repeat again, please.
What does it say, like the website?
Appears no access, only students in smarter schools to have access to exercise.
That means that you didn't sign in with the let me check your case, okay? Okay, wait. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll explain to you guys while we check this situation with Alejandro. But it says in here that we have to use one of these verbs depending on the context. We're gonna complete it. Okay, we're gonna complete the first part of the exercise with the verbs at the top, and we have to change them in the past tense. All of them in the affirmative or negative form, right? Remember, for example, here in letter G and in letter I, we have this one in negative and then we have this one in interrogative. Remember, when we have did or didn't, we have to take the verb into its original form, which means that I'm not going to add ed. So choose the verb, complete it, and tell me when you're ready so we can check your answers. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Thank you, and please work on it. Okay, Alejandro, going back with you. Let me check if I can see what email you are registered with, okay? To help you. I already asked Gabriela, but let me check.
Okay.
I'll call her real quick to see also with her to confirm what email you are supposed to be using. I'll be back with you in a minute.
Sure.
Alejandro, te confirmo el correo con el que estás registrado. Es cesati1384@live.com.
Punto MX.
Ok, déjame ver porque no lo alcanzo a ver completo. Deja ver si yo te puedo agregar. Probablemente sí.
Sí, porque
Ajá.
lo que le mando. Ok.
¿Me puedes deletrear letra por letra para no equivocarme, por favor, tu correo?
Claro. Z.
Ajá.
O te lo escribo por aquí, por el chat, te lo mando.
Ok, perfecto. Está bien.
Listo.
Ok. Me aparece que ahora sí estás agregado. ¿Ese es con el correo que ingresaste?
Sí.
Ok, entonces ya deberías de tener acceso. ¿Qué tal si vuelves a entrar? O sea, te sales y vuelves a entrar para ver
Ok.
si ya
Voy.
puedes. Ok.
Muy bien.
Me avisas si pudiste entrar, por favor.
Ah, sí, estoy tratando de accesar, más que está un poco lento mi internet. Ah, sí, ya me dejó entrar al 3 past simple continuous.
Así es. So go to
Okay.
the exercise and work with the sentences you can. Probably your classmates would finish before you do, but you can start like, you can take notes on that and start with us in the
Sure.
second part. Okay, the rest of you guys remember to tell me when you finish, okay?
Only the exercise number 1?
Yes.
Okay.
Are you done?
I
Okay.
finish.
Guillermo y Cela?
I'm done.
Okay, let me go to the exercise. Here we go. Okay, let's go to the first part. And well, we already have the example, which is a typhoon caused a lot of damage. Let's go to the letter A. Guillermo, what do you have in letter A?
I drank a glass of milk with dinner.
Very good. Letter B, Isela?
Michael didn't sleep very well last night because of this baby's cry.
Very good. So here we keep the verb in the base form, right? Perfect. Jose, letter C?
We rebuilt the school with the help of volunteers.
Very good. We rebuilt.
Rebuilt.
Letter D, Isela?
The fire destroyed the building.
Destroyed. Destroyed. Very good. Guillermo, letter E?
I tried the skydiving for the first time last week.
Last weekend.
Weekend.
I tried. Very good. Letter F, Jose?
We rescued a cat from a tree.
Very good. We rescued. Isela, letter G?
Did you take a shower this morning?
Did you take base form? Guillermo, letter H?
We went
in
in the wrong direction.
Very good. Okay, I, Jose?
I didn't buy this computer. My parents gave it to me for my birthday.
Very good. Letter J, Isela, please.
The strong winds forced the cars to drive slowly.
Forced. Very good. Letter K, Guillermo?
When I was a child, I preferred the candies to vegetable.
I preferred. Very good. Okay. Next part says, complete the missing parts of a conversation. So it means that if we are missing the question, we are going to add to complete the question. If we're missing the answer, we're going to complete the answer, okay? So you are probably here going to use the 3 different forms of the sentences we can use with the simple past: affirmative, negative, and interrogative, okay? Work with the second part of the exercise and tell me when you are ready.
Okay.
You are going to use verbs that are related to the question or answer. For example, in the answer here we have, we ate dinner at home. It means that the verb that I'm going to use is ate. So you are going to use it in the question, but in the corresponding tense, okay?
Mhm.
Tell me when you are ready, please. So now, Alejandro, you can start working with the part 2. Ready?
It's done.
Okay. Isela, Guillermo, Alejandro, did you finish?
I'm done, teacher.
Okay. So we can start probably. Okay, the second one says, did you have a good time at the party? Jose, what do you have?
No, we didn't. We had a terrible time.
Have. Very good. Isela, letter B.
Did you feel the heart square where you live? Yes, we did. We felt it quite strongly.
We felt it. Very good. We felt it quite strongly. We felt it quite strongly. Okay, letter C, Guillermo. The answer says, I didn't go to school because I wasn't feeling very well. What is the question?
Why didn't you go to the school yesterday?
Why didn't you go to the school yesterday? Very good. Why didn't you go? Okay, letter D, Alejandro. It says, oh, you didn't interrupt us. We just finished. What is the first sentence part missing? Alejandro?
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, I interrupt you.
I interrupted you. I interrupted you. Very good. Letter E, Jose, it says the question, the landslide caused millions of dollars of damage. So,
How much damage did the landslide cause?
very good. Good job. Letter F, Isela, I screamed because I was afraid. What is missing here?
Why did you scream?
Why did you scream? Very good. Letter G, Guillermo, did you do your homework yesterday evening?
No, I didn't do my homework because I didn't understand how to do it.
Very good. Alejandro, the answer says, I was at the park with a friend. What is the missing part of the question? The answer is with the verb to be. It says, I was at the park. So the question is, you need to use the verb to be with the subject.
Yeah. Where were you yesterday afternoon?
Very good. Where were you? Letter I, Jose, didn't you hear your alarm go off?
Actually, it didn't work. I think it's broken.
Okay. It didn't work. I think it's broken. Here, if you have any other answer that is related, it's good. Okay. Isela, letter J. Because I woke up late and didn't have enough time, I'm so hungry now. What is the question?
Why didn't you eat breakfast this morning?
Very good. Why didn't you eat? Good. And the last one, Guillermo, it says, when did the tsunami hit land? Guillermo, do you have it?
It did land at around 2:37 p.m.
It's not that, it's the other one. It hit.
It hit at, okay.
It hit land at around 2:37 p.m. Okay, questions about these two exercises?
No.
No? Okay. So then we're gonna continue and finish this part of the exercises tomorrow, on Wednesday, sorry, on Wednesday. So that's it for today. I'm going to see you next class. Thank you for being here. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.